Hey punks, welcome back to the University of Radlands. We have a Radlands 101 how to play, and we're going to discuss actions, the actions that you can take during your turn. Now, we've kind of gone over this a little bit in our turn sequence or how to play your turn video, but this one's going to specifically go over just the actions part of your turn. Now, we've kind of already started the game. We have our camps, we have our hand, we've played some people, and we have our 3 water. So you can take as many actions as you want during your turn. You are just limited on the resources that you have available to you. So, resources meaning the amount of water you have in your storage area, the amount of cards in your hand that you can then use to play or junk, or the abilities on the field that you have access to. So the first thing, or one of the first things that you could decide to do, is maybe play a person from your hand. So for playing people, you can play those in front of your camps, in front of other people, or behind other people. So for example, rescue team, cost 1. We've just taken an action of deciding to play a person. The other cards that you can play are events. So that's another action you can take, is you can decide then to play an event. And those go over here in your event line depending on the timing on the card. So for example, if we spent 2 water on napalm, it'd go in spot 1 and resolve at the beginning of your next turn. Now some events are 0 times, so as soon as you pay the water cost, they go to the discard and resolve immediately. Now, as you can see there, that maybe would have been a whole turn for us. We ran out of cards in our hand and we used all of our water. Let's keep going. Some other actions that you can decide to take is at any point in time, you can always spend 2 water to draw a card from the deck. You can do it at any point in time. You can decide to take actions of junking cards, which is during your turn, you can then put cards in the discard pile for the symbol here. So if we decided to junk any cards in this hand, we could draw a card, restore something, or launch or move the raiders along the event track. At any point in time, you can always decide to spend 1 water to move the water silo into your hand. And then if the water silo is already in your hand, you can then decide to junk the water silo to gain an extra water, and then you'd have more water for your turn. And then the last action that you can take is to use abilities on the cards that you have in play, your people and your camps. So we could do 1 water for garage to send out the raiders or advance the raiders if they're already out. If an ability costs 0, so we have a couple of 0 abilities here, you would put a not ready token on that person or that camp to tell the opponent that you've used that ability for this turn. So cash here, 0, we damage the card, and then we can draw, restore, or punk. Rescue team, return a person or a punk to your hand. So that pairs really well with punks. If the opponent had an unprotected camp, you could use the ability of Pyromaniac, or again, any of the cards you have on the field. So you are always able to take actions, as many as you want during your turn, as long as you have the ability to do so. Playing cards in your hand, junking cards in your hand, and having people or camps on the field to use their abilities. And you're only limited by the amount of water and cards that you have to do all that. So that's actions in a nutshell. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Let me know. I'd be happy to answer any of those. And if you have any other ideas for any videos you'd like to see in the future, or anything that you would maybe like to see clarified in video format, also please let me know. And as always, stay thirsty, punks.